Um, all right. All right. Wonder if all right. All right. Wonder if all right. All right. All right. So I didn't quite. I didn't. So so you guys know I did this off camera. The jacket was off camera. Um, wasn't that hard. Since this is not a tutorial, I won't show it this time, but I'll show it for you. I'll show you guys the next time. Um, very easy, nothing out of this world. I just don't think that watching the PBD podcast. I can't put it on air because I don't know if they're going to be restricted or whatever. I'll try to find out one of these days. It's kind of lagging because I don't know. I guess it's a lot going on here. Start making some of this stuff disappear. It's going to be the pants. This area here. Already got the shoes going a little bit. Uh, yeah, that's the crooked thing about this. Well, making these pants is gonna take me some time. I haven't done it really in a long time. So usually I don't get down to that nitty gritty part of it. I really recommend the PBD podcast, man. I love that the podcast. Really good. I'm actually trying to see if I could ever maybe trying to do this is the madre. Trying to mimic these pants as well, so I'm not like trying to. Oh my god. Affordability. Affordability. We gotta get the things done. Let's see. Let's see. This guy's crazy. Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys, for being so boring, but I try to be more. Well, when you go into the pens, what I'm trying to do here, guys, is listening to a podcast. Wow. Uh, I'm gonna save this, but I'm gonna make a. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna. I kind of like this one. These are all sculptures, man. Just about every day. Just about. Not. I mean, when I first started, I did a lot. I mean, I was doing this every single day. You would have just. See, as I skipped like 6 days, maybe. You look gay. Wow. Well, man, this is. Jesus. Almost made a huge mistake, but hopefully. I don't know. I don't know. Papito, we gotta get our country back. We're gonna get our country back. That's it. We're getting it back. No tax on tits. No tax on tits. Not tips. Tits. Because he's a baby. Malachi is a little baby. He can't afford that. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. I mean, he's big. He's pretty big. He's like a big league big. Big leg big. I don't know. You tell me what I do. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. Most part. Yeah, I need to start doing signs like this. We'll be right back. That guy is hilarious. Nice. That's deep. Yeah, there we go. I guess I'll do it like this for now. I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's look at this and oh, he's so wonderful. I'm just gonna have to put this guy on there. Really don't care.
Obviously, this is a
He
lot
wants to
later than
apologize.
normal. I do not come on at 6:44. As a matter of fact, the hope is that every time that we do a live stream, the hope is to be through by about this time. But hey, it is what it is. I do want to apologize. Now, let me just put some fears to rest. It's nothing too major, but I want to apologize. Here's the reason why. Have you ever done something to where you feel like rather than you running it, it is running you? And that's how it is with me right now. Right now, things are kind of running me. And what I mean by that is obviously what I do here on the channel, but then also what I do in terms of family life, but also in terms of what I do with schooling and so forth. And so it has gotten to the point to where honestly, it is one of those times where it's just running me. It's where um, instead of me making the decisions, everything is making decisions for me. And so because of that, I don't know if you all noticed and paid attention to this, but it really did bother me today. Today we were supposed to have our Bible study today. Wednesdays are our days, but it seems like when Bible study comes up, for some reason, it's always something. It might be something one Wednesday it was something technical. The internet or something went out. AT&T was down in this area, or I forgot what it was.
All right.
Something having to do with the internet. But then another moment, something comes up. Today, I had to go out to. I'm in Dallas, and I had to go out to pick up my granddaughters, and that was a good ways away, and so I had to push it off. And it just got me thinking how I keep it's just something that keeps coming up, and things kind of get in the way, and it's got me thinking I've got to do this. Is just me personally, I have to do a better job of kind of managing. Usually, I'll get this done, get that done, and I'll get everything done. Whatever I have to do, I'm going to get it done. But it's to the point to where things just don't run as efficiently, and so that ends up bothering or interfering with other people's plans. The reason why I say it interferes with other people's plans because there are people that say, "Hey, when's Bible study? What time is Bible study?" and so forth, and then we miss it. So, by the way, let me just say this on that in terms of the Bible study. When you're right, Rick, family does come first, and it's not so much I'm bummed about that, but it's just that how many times have we had to move Bible study because of this, because of that? It's just other things like, well, doggone it, Corey, get your get your efficiency issues together. But by the way, speaking of Bible studies, I thought that Wednesday would be the better way to go, and maybe I could probably take it easier on Mondays. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do though is move Bible studies back to Monday. I was sitting there thinking it works so much better for Bible studies. I've got the Saturday and Sunday to kind of get ready for it. I'm sitting here at the desk anyway, and so Bible studies are going to go back to Mondays, and we're going to be as consistent can be. Wednesday just isn't working. It seems as though there's always something happening on Wednesdays, and I figured, you know what? For most of my classes, Tuesday is the deadline, and so I don't have to really rush on on Wednesday to, if I have to do something, turn something in. Yeah, Mondays are going to be the day. Mondays are going to be the day. Can I tell you how and that's really been the only real struggle. Not that I haven't had any issues. People will say to me, Corey, how's life? How are things going? And I'll say, well, things are going fine. But let me just tell you what some of my bigger issues are, some of my bigger struggles are. And you all might think that it's not a big deal, but for one, it is just being efficient, just time management, time blocking. Matter of fact, Lakeith could tell you this. Anyone else that's gone to maybe to DTS, one of the first things they have you go through is this little time management course. What am I doing? This time management course. Boy, I should have took that a little bit more serious because that's never really been a strength of mine, and things kind of get pushed back. And if I've got to do this, and this, and things are kind of all over the place, I'm going to get all those done, and it might be that I might miss out on some sleep. So much so that even over the last, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe a month or so, my sleep has decreased as well. And what I don't like to do is, if I'm tired, I don't like to lay down and then go to sleep immediately. I want to lay down and just relax. And that can be bothersome because there's sometimes I get wow, I'm tired. I've had more of late, more than probably any other time in my life where I'm just tired. But there are things that need doing. So now after a while, I drink a cup of coffee and things get moving, and it's like, okay, I'm back. But then I'm in this cycle and stuff, and so I've noticed things aren't. I haven't been doing things the way I'm supposed to do, the way things I said I would do, and so
Oh, this guy's so
I've got to
boring.
do a much better job of that. I'm also learning how
have relations with little girls, I would know that
No,
God is
you
involved.
can't have relationship with little girls. First of all, Aisha herself says like she was a woman when she was married.
She was 9.
Um, Yes.
She still had dolls with her.
Yeah, that doesn't mean she was a kid.
Hello there, welcome to Religious Insight, and in this video, a Muslim said that God cannot perform miracle, that God cannot do miracle as God logic flawed him. Let's watch this video to get more fascinating details.
Pretty good, my friend. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for showing your camera, so I know you're not a troll and stuff like that.
No, no, not a troll. I'm just here to talk.
All right. So obviously, I'm assuming that you're a Muslim. Are you
Yeah,
a Sunni Muslim? To be
Alhamdulillah.
clear.
I don't know why people call it Sunni Shia. I mean, in the Quran, it's saying like there's no sect. So if someone says I'm a Muslim, I'm a Muslim. No Sunni, no Shia, just Muslim.
Well,
But
the reason why the reason
I
why
know. I mean, the reason we say it's Sunni because it refers to like we follow our Prophet's teaching. So
yeah,
if it's
exactly.
that, then it's that. But other
Exactly.
than that, just Muslim, nothing else.
Yeah. That's the reason why I asked, because you know,
Yeah.
if I know that you're Sunni or Shia, I wouldn't want to quote you Sunni sources if you're Shia, or Shia sources if you're Sunni. You know what I'm saying? So I want to use what you deem authoritative.
Okay.
You know, but yeah. So tell me, my friend, why do you believe that Islam is the truth?
Islam is the truth. Okay, partly because of the Quran, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
because how it came to us, how it has been preserved, and then for Allah, and then for the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You know, so to me, it's like in Islam, how our God is just have given the description for us, like in Surah Ikhlas, chapter 112. So that makes more sense, first of all. So I don't have to do anything to like think hard or anything. I just know, okay, so he's Allah, he's God, has no family or anything, and he's sustainable and everything. So that makes sense. And then we come to Prophet Muhammad, his life, and then you kind of like build up from there, you know?
Okay, I'll work backwards.
Yeah, sure.
Muhammad and his life.
Yeah, so you go to Aisha's marriage.
No, I'm gonna ask you first. I wasn't gonna just jump straight into
Everybody does it. Everybody does it.
What about
That's the main crux. That's the main crux. Right. Yeah.
But yeah. So what about Muhammad's life? I guess convinces you that he truly is a prophet.
First of all, I mean, according to our tradition or like our history, I mean, he was not someone who was a liar, right? So if he wasn't lying and he says like, yeah, indeed an angel came to him and Islam is the only true religion, so, and we should follow it. So that kind of does it, right?
Okay.
So we don't deem him as a liar or like schizophrenic or sick, anything like this, or a warmongering warlord or something.
Okay.
Okay. So
Got you.
we indeed believe like, yeah, he was the best of his characters in his time. And
Okay.
obviously, if you try to juxtapose his character now, it may or may not make sense. Because just suppose 100 years back, what we did, and 100 years up now, what we do, it kind of doesn't make sense. So there's a lot of things to do with time, but you get my point.
Okay, I hear you. So
I mean, just a simple thing. Like back then, I mean, I think 1400 years ago or more, boys like 10, 11 years old would just go to war or be in the farm with his dad or much younger. So
Okay.
our life wasn't like this, you know, like we have no education, do this, do that. We have a well
Sure,
prolonged
it
childhood
wasn't
and
like this.
teenage
Uh-huh.
years. So it's really different from now.
So then
Back then,
let me ask you what you thought I was gonna ask you. What are your thoughts on his marriage with Aisha?
okay, I mean, I don't know. I mean, first of all, it never really
No one
like
ever
bothered
knows.
me because
No one
first of
ever
all,
knows.
the family I'm from, my great grandmother or
No
my
one ever
grandfather,
knows.
they were
Yeah.
married pretty much early. You know, my dadi or nanu, it's like grandmother. You know,
No
Okay.
one
we
ever
call them
knows,
dadi or
man. What a
nanu. So they were both married very early. Like
look at the
I think my
hypocrisy
dadu
on
was
this,
11 years
guys.
old and my
Watch.
nanu was like 13 or 12. So it
Okay.
never really bothered me. So I
Look at
just
the
understood like it
hypocrisy. Please
something to
listen to
we
this.
do with that time.
But
So
they were the same age. Like they were around the same age. 111. Just
no, I
2 years
think
apart.
their husband was much older. I
But
think
you
one
said
of them,
11 and 13. I'm
nah,
confused.
their husband. I mean, I'm talking about my dadu and my nanu, my paternal grandmother and my maternal grandmother. Their age.
Oh, got you. So how old were their husbands?
I think one of them was like 25, or maybe one of them was like 30 or 28.
So these
Like
28, these 28 and 30 year olds
20,
married them when
10,
they were
20, 12
11,
years gap. Yeah.
and they married them when they were 11 and
Yeah.
13.
It's just
That's
culture,
interesting.
man.
Oh
So,
wow.
so even in our religion,
The
we are not
hypocrisy
like
is
supposed to be
humongous,
married
man.
like
Sad,
if
sad,
you say like, are
very
you
sad,
supposed to marry someone who's like 9 years old, right?
Uh,
In Quran or the Hadith, there
super
is
sad. I
not
mean, just
the
sad.
marriage is
Why
not
would
restricted to age.
anyone
It's restricted
defend this
to
garbage?
the
They
maturity
living
just
level,
don't
right?
know what the hell they're
maturity
talking
level,
about.
mental level, also societal norms.
Yeah.
Then that also the harm part, like if she's too young, she'll obviously be harmed if they have physical intimacy. So that's also to take into consideration. And I'm just like saying a bit more, like
So
if
so would you
if
say that
suppose
it
if
was
so
okay?
if we say like suppose Aisha was married young and she
Yeah.
was abused, right? If we take that into account, so does
Wait,
Aisha?
before you go on.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm asking you like cuz
Hey man, I watch your video sometimes, but I don't know your name. Is it okay if you say your name?
yeah, my name's Avery.
Avery. Hey man, nice
Yes,
to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I just yeah, before you go on, I wanted to ask, so when it comes to Muhammad and I marrying Aisha, she was 6, he was
Yeah,
54.
so
Yeah.
You're saying
wow.
that was okay?
Yeah, cause first of all, again, I'm going with God. I'm not fighting with God,
Wow,
right?
he's
If God
going with
says okay,
God.
it's okay.
Listen to
Mm.
this
That's my first
garbage.
logic. Okay.
Listen to this
Because
garbage,
also I
please,
think you will also
everybody.
go with the same logic. If your God says something is okay, you will say it's okay.
Stupid,
Because
stupid
we don't
people.
understand better.
Stupid
Yeah, no,
people.
no. If the God that I believed in
Yeah.
um were to say, hey, it's okay to have relations with little girls, I would know that
No,
God is
you
a false
can't
God.
have relationship with
Yeah.
little girls. First of all,
It's gonna
Aisha
defend
herself
this
says like
garbage.
she was a
Watch,
woman
watch,
when she
watch,
was
watch, watch,
married.
watch.
She was 9.
Um, Yes.
She still had dolls with her.
Yeah, that doesn't mean she was a kid. As I said,
Mm.
nowadays 9 years
You
old,
gotta love
back
this
then
guy.
9 years old has to be a very, very
These
different. Because
pedophiles are
No,
everywhere.
just
9 years old back then, they played with dolls. 9-year-old today's, they play with dolls.
18 years old today also play with dolls today, man.
Yeah,
You
see,
know,
I
I
know,
mean,
so it's not really that much of a
if you just see the age of marriage or like age of consent that we like really like go on about, so like the countries themselves or the even the country within the states, they can't like fix on any age, like somewhere it's 15, somewhere it's 16, or then 18 or 21. So someone else's
I don't
child is
know.
someone
I don't
else's marriage,
know. I don't
you
know.
get my point.
Okay.
So
So let me ask you
so
this: Would you?
so we
When is
really
it not
can't
okay?
like agree on this thing. So age
No, no.
is
I
really
I
not the
think there's
main
something that
thing.
we can agree on, brother.
Yeah, sorry,
So
man.
at what point is it not okay to marry and have relations with a young girl? At what point is it not okay?
If she's a child,
Say that
Aisha
again.
was not a child. If she's a child, Aisha was not a child.
Wait, say that slowly. I couldn't understand you.
If she was a child,
Oh, if
then
she was a
it's not.
child, okay, got you. And
Aisha
so
was not a child according to her
yeah,
own.
that's what I'm asking you. What? Because if you're saying Aisha, even at 9, playing with dolls wasn't a child, what is a child?
And also there are like other sources. So also there are like other sources, like Aisha's age can be 11, 13.
No, there's not a single source that says she was,
Yes, there are other sources. There are other
6.
sources I can give it to if you want, but there are other
Yeah, I would
sources.
like that.
But
I would like that.
I will go with 9, no problem. Cause
Okay.
also
Yeah,
like
all the hadiths say she was 9.
before marrying with the prophet, right? Like before marrying with the prophet
No,
when
no,
she
no,
was.
no. She was 6 when he married her, or
Yeah, yeah,
7.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then he
So before,
consummated when she was 9.
yeah, yeah. So before marrying the
There he
prophet at
goes. He's
6,
defending this
she was
garbage.
already engaged with another man.
That means nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that means that society, like how our religion is, it didn't
Mm,
deemed wrong. They didn't deem it wrong.
Is right and wrong deemed on society?
No, it is religion because we are told to also respect the society's norm.
No, you're not. Not if it goes against the laws of God, right?
No, no. If it goes against the law, you are not to.
Okay.
If it does, first
So
of all, as I said, there's
mm.
nothing the Quran says you have to marry a 9 or 6 years old.
Yeah. What is a
There are
child?
given
I'm trying to
there
understand.
are given
What is a child?
criterias.
Yeah. What is a child?
Not mature, immature, just
Not.
immature.
You said not mature.
Prepubescent.
Prepubescent. Got it.
Yeah, prepubescent. And
Okay.
also in our religion, we are allowed to marry someone like, like as a child.
No, you're not. There's nowhere in my
For your
Bible.
garbage, guys.
Let me
Okay.
finish. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
not
but
like
no, but
marry, not like
started off
marry,
by
It's
telling
like
a false.
their parents says, our parents says, okay, you guys get married, then it's like a word. But though
There,
I
no.
don't know any,
There's
I
nowhere.
don't know
I have
much.
to stop you. I'm sorry. There's
Sorry.
nowhere in my Bible that allows a grown man, an adult man, to marry a child. There's nothing in my Bible that allows that. Okay. So I want to make sure that it's clear. Chapter 7 of First Corinthians, verse
Yeah.
36. It says, "For a man to."
Mm-hmm.
To
Feel
marry
sorry
a
for these
woman,
guys.
she has to be past the flower of her youth. She has to be past the flower of her youth, mentally and physically mature, for
Yeah.
for them to marry.
I mean, first of all, in Quran, there is no mention of the age. Like it has to be this age or that age. They are given criterias.
Okay, so you're saying that the Quran gives a criteria from the Quran.
Criteria.
You're saying the
Yes.
criteria is that she has to be.
Even the hadith, when they're mentioning the age, I don't think the age is the main factor.
I'm not talking about age. So the criteria you're saying is that she has to be pubescent, right? She has to be mature.
To
She has to
consummate,
reach
yeah.
puberty, right?
Consummate, yeah. To consummate,
Okay.
obviously.
So I'm going to show you something that in the Quran is actually the opposite.
Yeah, okay.
You have something ringing over there.
Yeah, my phone. My wife's calling.
Okay.
I don't know. She every time she has to call, like we might not live or something.
So look, so we have in the Quran in chapter 65, verse 4, it
Yeah.
actually
Let me bring
does
it up.
allow the marriage and consummation with girls who are prepubescent.
Let's see. 65?
Yep, 65, the chapter of divorce.
65 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Al-Talaq.
Assalamualaikum.
Yep.
Assalamualaikum.
So I have it on the screen too, just in case you wanted to see it here.
I'm just watching it from Quran.com.
Okay, first. All right, perfect.
Sure.
So it says, and those of your women as have passed the age of monthly courses, for them the iddah,
Nice.
the prescribed period, if you have doubts, is 3 months. And for those who have no courses, all right, i.e., they're still immature, their iddah, prescribed period, is 3 months.
In that thing, I think, just give me a moment.
Okay.
That's where the
So that one
problem
talks
comes
about the
in.
girls who haven't initiated law.
Arey bhai, I'm on camera. Just give me a moment.
Make sure you guys are giving a like. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are enjoying these conversations. You like how we go through this stuff.
It's a little better.
If you're learning, if you're being blessed by the conversation, you guys are taking notes, getting the sources down. Make sure that you guys give the video a like for all who are watching now and who are watching later. If you're watching later right now, if you're not watching live, make sure that you guys are hitting that like button. All right. As our friend gets back here, we're going to wait for him to get back.
Bro, I think his wife is probably telling
guys,
him,
this is
hey,
two good guesses in a row
please
so
get
far.
off
It's a good day
this
today.
subject. You're sounding like a pervert.
Two good guesses so far.
Oh, man. Do they try to defend this
So, yeah,
garbage? I feel
we
sorry
have
so bad
in
for them.
The Quran.
You have to start. You have to
65:4,
feel sorry for these guys. You can.
It teaches that it is permissible to
You know.
not only marry, but also have relations with, consummate the marriage with little girls.
Oh, boy.
It's an unfortunate circumstance, but it's what the Quran
That's
teaches, man. That's what you gotta say.
disgusting.
Hey, sorry, man. Yeah.
All right, welcome back.
So yeah, can you show me like where does it says like Quran allows to have
It is bad and
physical intimacy with the
disgusting.
pubescent, like to
Right.
have
So
yeah.
you notice how it talks about
It's my good
it
friend
mentions
Abraham.
the girls who have no courses, right? Who have
Give
not
me one
menstruated,
second,
right?
Abraham.
And I think that
Give me
isn't
one second.
saying like the prepubescent. That is saying like women who don't menstruate.
Where is this? My image up here. Biggity. Where is it? Oh, there we go. All right, man. We're back. I could take that image off and get rolling. This is so good.
Like we're adults. I think the word here is
No, it
used
already
Nisa.
mentioned them. It already mentioned them.
The the word here is used Nisa. Nisa means woman.
Oh no, it depends on the context. Nisa
No,
also goes for little
Nisa
girl.
means woman. So if I think for a girl they use like another word. So the word is
No, they also no, my friend. Nisa is also used for little girls. Even infant newborns are called Nisa.
I don't know that. I'm
Look,
not very good with Arabic, but
let me
I'll
show
take
you.
your word or not.
I'll show
Doesn't
you.
matter.
So look, in chapter 2, verse 49.
Bakra. Yeah.
Are you familiar with the story like when Pharaoh tried to have all
Bakra.
the infant boys killed?
Yeah.
Right?
Two.
And he spared the girls, right? So
49.
it says here, and when we delivered you from Pharaoh's people who were afflicting you with horrible torment, killing your sons, right, and sparing your women, Nisa, and
Yeah,
therein
woman.
was a mighty trial from your Lord. This
So
is talk,
I don't think it's saying to kill daughters. It's like I think you're
but it is the
saying
daughters.
about the wives.
So look,
Saying about the wives.
it's
It's
not
not the
about the wife.
daughters.
So what are the so who are the sons being killed? They're the infant boys, right?
Cause Pharaoh was killing the Pharaoh was killing the infant boys. Cause he
Yes.
was
So
afraid of like a
yeah.
man will
Let me show you the
like
text here so that we don't, I don't want to
yeah
waste
sure
time like with my interpretation or yours. Let me just show you what the scholars say. They say the same
yeah,
thing.
sure.
Okay. So this is Ibn Kathir. This is Ibn Kathir. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and skip down to the relevant part. I think it's in this paragraph here, but let me see. Um, da 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 da. Established. All right, here it is. After the dream,
Hmm.
Pharaoh ordered that
Yeah,
every
girls to be left alone.
yes, you see that. So
But
it's
in
not
here,
about
it's talking about the child. I don't think it's saying to the woman. I think the woman here is like saying to the wives
the
or
word is
something.
Nisa, bro,
Yeah, the what is Nisa? It's the woman, not the daughters.
but it's talking about the daughters. It's talking about the little girls.
In the verse, it doesn't say that. I mean, yeah, in the Kathir, the explanation it does, but to
Hmm.
me it doesn't.
In all of the explanation, it does. The torment here refers to the killing of the male infants, right?
Yes,
While the
male infants.
girls were being spared. It's nothing to do with the wives. Okay. Let me show you. He says it even more clearly down here as well.
Okay, just give me a moment. Hmm.
Excusing that torment you, killing your son's brother. That explains the statement of opinion.
So why do you think that other verse 65:4 is talking about little girl? Because they aren't.
Because they haven't menstruated yet. Lam
Wait.
your head now. They haven't menstruated at all, even in the
Okay. Okay.
past.
So then why did Prophet waited 3 years for Aisha's menstruation?
I will show you that. It's because she couldn't handle the penetration. I
Is it
know,
in
I
the
know,
Quran?
I know. I'm gonna show you all of it, bro.
You always like bring up the most obscure things.
I'm telling you,
It
I know
doesn't
it
matter.
sounds crazy, but everything that I'm saying literally comes from Islamic sources. I promise you.
Yeah, it's okay, no problem.
Okay. So look, we're going back to the verse. So that was a good question that you asked. So why do you say that,
Hmm.
um, you know, there are little girls that are being referred to in 65:4? It's because it's obviously talking about.
The thing is, you guys always attack the character of Prophet Muhammad, and that's just you are literally comparing Prophet Muhammad with Jesus. To your
There,
paradigm, Jesus
there. I
Christ,
mean,
peace be
Je-
upon him, is like a god, and Prophet Muhammad
Jesus
was.
is the best example, bro.
I mean, hey, to you he's the god. To us, he's not the god. He's just a prophet.
Well, even as a prophet, he was the best example.
So, every prophet is the best example.
No.
Yes, every
Okay.
one of the prophets are the best example.
Let
At
me ask
least
you this:
according to our
Is it
paradigm, maybe not in the Bible, because
is it
David, Lot, according to the
is it
biblical
a better
stories, they
example?
weren't very much.
Is a sinner is one who sins a better example to follow over one who has not sinned?
The thing is, I don't think there isn't any humankind who haven't sinned.
That's so you believe
Not a
Jesus sinned?
little,
Do you
small
believe
sins, which
do you
doesn't matter,
believe do you
which
believe
doesn't
Jesus
matter,
sinned?
which doesn't matter. Small sins, everybody falls short,
So
and
I'm asking again, do you
Allah
believe that
created us.
Jesus sinned?
Allah created us. Allah created us
My
so
friend,
that
it's a
when we
straight
fall
question.
short,
It's a straight
we
question.
repent.
That's fine. I didn't ask that. Do you believe that Jesus sinned?
I mean, if you're asking Quranically, I'm not sure if it says like Jesus was sinless,
It
but
says he was pure.
okay, so he didn't sin. We do
Good.
believe like none of our prophets sinned, like
No,
major
you
sins.
do. You just said that all of your prophets sinned. Every man has sinned.
By sinning, I'm not saying like the major sins or the egregious sin.
Doesn't matter, major or minor, they sinned, whether it's major or minor. But guess what? Jesus has no major or minor sins. He never sinned.
Okay, show me from the Quran that is saying like he didn't sin ever.
Well, it just says that he's pure. There's nowhere does it mention that he sinned,
Every
but it
prophet,
says that Muhammad sinned.
every prophet is pure.
No, they're not. Can you
Yeah.
show me where it's okay? We'll do that next. We'll do that later. We'll do that. We'll do the sin of the prophets versus Jesus being pure. We'll
But
do that right after
the
this.
thing,
Okay?
the thing is, I mean, according to our paradigm, we're not supposed to compare any prophets. One, and two, in your paradigm, you're comparing a god to a man. It really doesn't, you know, make sense. Why would you compare to a man
Is
to
he
a
God
god?
to you?
No,
Okay,
Jesus isn't.
that's
So
why you believe that Jesus was a man, and we're showing you that even Jesus as a man, Muhammad doesn't compare. He doesn't even touch. Doesn't belong on the
we
same
don't
level.
compare. We don't compare any of the prophets.
We do though.
That's your thing, man. We don't. We don't need to.
No worries. So look, so going back here, all right, 65-4. You saying that I'm
Allah.
attacking the character or I'm like bringing wild things? This isn't me. Look, this is Ibn Kathir again. So the iddah of those in menopause, all right, and those who do not have menses, all right, those who do not have menstruation. It says Allah the Exalted clarifies the waiting period of the woman in menopause, and that is the one whose menstruation has stopped due to her older age. Her iddah is 3 months instead of the 3 monthly cycles for those who menstruate, which is based upon the ayah, chapter 2, verse 20, 228. Okay. So talking about the older women first. Then here goes. The same for the young who have not reached the years of menstruation.
Again, I asked you, like, why did Prophet Muhammad waited for 3 years for Aisha?
Because she couldn't handle the penetration. I'll get you that in a second. But first, I wanted to show you, don't you
Yo,
see how that
hold on,
verse
give
is
me a
talking
second.
about
The thing
prepubescent
is,
girls?
the waiting period for Aisha shows us like we have to
What's going on?
like take that into consideration
Yeah.
because before prepubescent, she's definitely a child, and you're not supposed to have any
Yeah.
type of intimacy to a child or something.
No, that's Regina.
Okay,
That's
I hear what you're
Yeah,
saying,
that's
and
another
we'll
one.
get
What's
to that
going
in a
on?
second. What I want to show you is that this involves, consummation. So you see how number one, we understand, we can agree now, right, that this verse is talking about prepubescent girls.
I don't think so. The explanation does, but not the verse.
All right, guys, we're back. And let's go put on the pedophile show here.
And
Uh,
those who have not menstruated.
yes, and one of my understanding or one of the other explanation also says like the one who doesn't have menstruation isn't talking about girls. It's talking about who doesn't have menstruations.
What explanation is that? Because the scholars are in consensus on this. Let me read another one. Here's Jalalain. He says, regarding this, right? And for those of your women who no longer expect to menstruate, I'm sorry, if you have any doubts, their waiting
Can
period,
scholars fall short?
scholars fall short, okay?
Yeah.
And then he says, let me just finish it.
Can scholars fall
And
short
also, just hold on. And also those who have not yet menstruated because of their
of their
young
young
age.
age?
You see,
Yeah, you
it's
see
all
the
over the
problem.
place. Even in this one, even though this was a disputed like tafsir and stuff like that, but even the understanding is here. What about the waiting period of those who do not menstruate, have menstruation because they are too young? And then this verse is revealed. All right. If we keep going, all of them, they all say the same thing.
He's sitting
You
there.
know, so I mean, if since everyone understands it, the way that it's like plainly read, why would you understand it a different way? That all your scholars, all your schools of thought are in
As I
consensus.
as I said, I mean you can marry someone who's a child, but you cannot consummate it. You have to wait for it.
Okay. All right. So let's go with that. You can
Yeah.
marry someone who's a child, but you have to wait for consummation until they reach puberty.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Puberty, maturity, mental maturity, physical maturity. You have to wait
Okay, I
out for
got
that.
you. So
And
this
also,
this is an important fact.
just one
Go ahead.
moment before you go. So, if I take your point, if I take your point, like, okay, so Aisha was a child and blah 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 blah. That if Aisha was a child and she was being violated like this, according to you, then either she would have reported it, or we would see her like like going down a much darker path in life, like having problems, this and that. But we don't see that. Aisha was, well, she was a brilliant woman.
I believe she was brilliant, which is why she wouldn't condemn or call out Muhammad when she is surrounded
No,
by
she
people
and
that
and
that
also
loves. Wait, hold on, let me finish this.
and also
I want to I want to
Prophet
put this in
Muhammad
perspective.
sallallahu alaihi wasallam married
Yeah,
divorcees.
hold on.
Yeah, sorry man, sorry.
All right. So I do believe that she was smart and very tactical,
Yeah,
because if she were to condemn Muhammad and call him out in front of the Ummah, in front of the people that love Muhammad,
yeah.
they probably would have killed her. It wouldn't go well.
You guys think Muslims are so violent?
Well,
It's
they
like
when it came to
all
Muhammad,
Muslims
man,
are
they were.
violent. That's all you think.
Oh well, I would say that the Islamic sources, like the Muslim within Islamic sources, they're very violent. That's what I would say. You know, uh,
That's what
but
you say.
let's go with this, okay? You're allowed to marry prepubescent girls, but you can't consummate the marriage with them. That's your understanding,
Yeah,
okay?
obviously.
So let me show you actually that this shows that they actually are consummating the marriage. So
You can't. You can't.
okay,
If you're doing it, then you're obviously doing something wrong.
okay, I would agree with you, but
Yeah.
it's not wrong
Then you're
according
doing
to
something
the
wrong.
Quran.
Because to me, according to my understanding, I
Mhm.
mean, in that time, in those time, if you're someone who's like reputed or powerful, having a marriage to a certain person can help them, help the society or the family. So that kind of makes sense. Islam does say like Islam is for all time religion. So it will also go, the teaching would also make sense in that era, this era, in the past, and also in the future. So if that
Okay,
makes sense.
yeah.
So if
So
something,
this is
if
where I
some
would
of the things,
this is where I would agree with you,
first
bro.
of all, we have to understand like these are not our doctrine, or like our,
This is your doctrine.
wait. Doctrine means like who's God, who was the prophet, is God one or two, like that
Yeah, but
doctrine.
no, this is your doctrine. This is in your
No, no,
Sharia.
no,
This is in your
no.
law.
Sharia is not the doctrine. It's I think what does
Come
it say?
on, bro.
Let me give the word. What does it say?
It
Is it
is. This is
doctrine?
your doctrine. This is what your
Wait,
religion teaches.
wait,
Doctrine literally means like teachings.
wait. the very basics, like how to who is a Muslim or how to be a Muslim. And to be a Muslim, you have to like have maintain the 5 pillars of Islam. Like,
Can you be a Muslim and reject a verse of the Quran or condemn a
no,
verse
I
of the
cannot.
Quran
No,
as
I
wrong?
cannot. No, I cannot.
Okay, yeah.
I have to take all of the Quran, definitely.
Good. So if you said that if they are consummating marriages with prepubescent girls, that is something wrong.
First of all,
I'm
in the
about, I'm
Quran,
about to show you.
it isn't
I'm about
saying
to show
this.
you, my friend. I'm
Yeah,
about to
sure,
show you
sure.
that you just condemned this verse. So let's get to it.
I
This
didn't
verse
condemn the
says,
verse. I condemned the.
okay, well, let's.
I talk about the like the
I know
what
what
we
you're
say.
saying. I'm about to show you that you
Yeah, sure.
actually condemn the verse itself. I'm about to show you this.
Okay.
Watch.
Okay.
Do you see how they have a waiting period in Ida?
Ida, yeah.
Do you know what that's for?
It's for divorce.
Why though?
Mostly.
Why do they have an Ida though?
I think Ida is like when you're supposed to divorce your wife, right? You have to wait like for 3 months to see
Well, no. So no.
if she has a child.
They have a waiting period to make sure that she's not pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she has a child. That's what I was going to say.
Okay, I misunderstood.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Sorry
No
about
problem.
that. Okay, so yeah, so it's to make sure that she's not pregnant, that she's not with child, right? So that she can divorce her and she can move on, right?
Mm.
Now, so if she has an Ida, then that means that you've slept with her.
Yeah, obviously. But as I said, in the verse, it isn't saying child. It is saying Nisa, woman.
It says we already went over that. I already showed you that.
Yes, that's the tafsir. No problem. I get it.
Yeah, not just the tafsir, the Quran itself applies Nisa to infants. So I showed you that verse.
It's in that verse, if you are right. But in this verse, it isn't.
Yeah,
so you are
the word Nisa,
so you are forcing the meaning.
The word Nisa doesn't only apply to grown women. The context tells you what kind of female Nisa is being applied to. You understand that?
Okay, yeah, brother. Sorry. Let me. If I force the child to the 65:4, but I won't force the child or the woman. The Surah Bakar, I think what 262 to 265 was it?
65.
For Bakara.
49.
249. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, in one of them, you are taking woman as a child because it goes with your narration or your understanding.
No, because it goes with the context.
And in the other one.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there so that you don't build a point off of a false premise.
Oh, sorry.
The reason why I understand Nisa to being referring to a child, just like Ibn Kathir and the rest, is because the context tells you. The context is about Pharaoh ordering infant boys to be killed while the girls are spared. So it's the context that tells you what kind of Nisa it's talking about. Is it talking about an adult Nisa or is it talking about an infant Nisa? In that context, 249, it's talking about an infant Nisa. In 65:4, what kind of Nisa is it talking about? It's giving us 3 kinds of Nisa. Older women, the young prepubescent girls, and pregnant women. And those are the 3 Nisas that's mentioned in 65:4.
Yes, and again, for this verse, again, I think it's 65:4. Again, some of the translation or the other understandings doesn't say their child. Some of the one who hasn't menstruated means Nisa, the women who are not able to menstruate.
Yeah. Who gives you this understanding that it's not about children?
I think just the verse alone, man.
Yeah, do you have a scholar that says, yeah, this is not talking about children?
Wait, man. I think it's maybe wait.
Because notice how I showed you multiple, right?
Yeah, I get your point. I'm not saying like you're being dishonest, but sometimes, what I see or say is like you're trying to force some meaning that isn't supposed to be. Cause how Islam is, we condone that child having sex with a child.
You don't condone it. That's what you mean.
We do condone it. So
no,
you can say all you want, but
condone means to accept. I think that because I don't want people to miss.
Oh, sorry, condone. If it's accept, then no.
Yeah,
don't accept it. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. I didn't want people to like try to.
I think the word is condemn.
Yeah. Condemn.
Condemn, yeah, sorry.
Oh man. You see how
So,
nice I am, guys? Like
so,
anybody
so,
else,
so about Prophet
if we were
Muhammad.
to do this on another platform, let me just say this to the crowd really
Yeah,
quick.
sorry, man.
If we were to do this on another crowd, or let's say I was talking to like Uthman, for example, he would have been like, "Oh," they would have clipped that up and said, "Oh, you see what Logic said? Oh, they condone child sex and stuff like." They would
Oh,
have took
no,
that
no,
all out
you could be clipping me, man.
of context.
I'm just here to talk because I like your content. You seem level-headed, so you seem someone who I can talk to,
Yeah,
right?
appreciate it. So this is what it is for me, man.
So,
Because
so you just don't like
I
Prophet Muhammad's character. I think that's your main crux.
well, no, it depends on who I'm talking to. I told you I was gonna work backwards, you know.
Yeah,
So it
Aisha's
depends on
marriage
what
is
mood I'm
always the one thing.
in. I was just gonna work backwards. This is huge. It really is.
And also, like in UK, I mean, back just 100 years or like 150 years ago, I mean, you could get married like in 10 or 11 years to a girl who's 10 or 11 years. So, as I said, age is really not that thing. I mean,
And we're not talking about age right now. We're
I mean,
talking about
I mean,
prepubescence. If you're saying that it is wrong to consummate a marriage with a prepubescent girl, which I would agree with,
yes, obviously.
and I'm showing you that that is allowed in Islam. That's what I'm showing you.
And how am I reading it? I'm not seeing like how it's allowed.
Well, I'm
I don't
telling
know.
you. Well, okay. So again, they have waiting periods, which means that their husband slept with them, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
And the
So
Nisa
these
that
are
they're talking
so
about, I'm not seeing any
look.
prepubescent girls.
We've already agreed that this is talking about prepubescent girls.
I didn't agree to that. In the Tafsir, yes, but in the Quran, I'm not seeing that.
Okay. So when it says see, this is why I'm hoping that you can be honest with the text, bro. Like, cause this is why I don't like. This is what makes us drag on stuff too long, is when we're not being intellectually honest to
Oh
the
yeah,
text.
the word
Okay.
was creed, not the
So
doctrine. The word was creed. I remember
okay.
the word. It was creed.
Okay.
I mean
Good.
the Islamic creed.
Okay. Good.
Uh,
So when it says they haven't menstruated yet,
hmm.
what does that mean, bro? Are they prepubescent or are they pubescent?
Since the word there is Nisa, to my understanding, it's saying like it's women who can't menstruate, who are not able to menstruate.
Okay. So you're still trying to hang on the word Nisa.
Yeah, cause when I'm reading the verse, I'm not going to the tafsir. I'm reading the verse, getting the words, getting the translation. It seems okay to me.
Got it.
Okay.
So I hear what you're saying.
So
So
it's
just
not like
based off
I've
reading the
read the
verse,
verse and I'm like,
the
okay,
women
let's
who
read
have
the
not
tafsir.
menstruated,
What
what
does it
kind of
say?
women are the ones who haven't menstruated, bro?
Sorry.
What kind of women haven't menstruated yet?
Obviously, first category is a child, and the second category is who can't, being an
Good,
adult.
good. So you
Right.
have the ones who are a child, the women who are children, and the ones
Or
who
females.
have a
If you say women who are children, women can't be a children.
yeah. So this includes
You can
the
say
ones who
females.
have this includes children in that category, correct?
Sorry, what?
It includes children in that category, correct?
Not necessarily. If the word is Nisa.
Okay. So I'm
We are
just
kind of
I'm just
going on
confused there,
circles.
man. Yeah. Do you have like a because I showed you the proof for what I have.
No,
Like I
I
gave
get
you
your point.
scholars.
I'm not holding on against anything to you, right?
Okay, good. So can you show me something to prove what you're saying? Can you show me that the word nisa only applies to adult women? Since I showed you the opposite, and I showed you the scholars that say the
Yeah.
opposite, can you show me the other way around? That the word nisa only applies to adult women.
I don't think I'll be able to do it, but
So
as I
then
said,
why hold on to that?
for a
Why?
child there is another word, maybe balig or something. So that's that.
No, why hold on to a point that you have no evidence for, no substance for?
Because the word nisa means children, not
The
children.
word
I mean women.
nisa applies to all kinds of females, depending on the context. That's what tells you what kind of nisa it is. Why
And
are you holding
if
on to a
and
point that you
if
can't prove?
if depends on the context again. If it depends on the context, then
Mhm.
again, Prophet Muhammad waited till her.
We're not on Muhammad right now. We're on the
No,
Quran.
no. Exactly, we're not in Muhammad. But the reason I'm saying is, since Prophet Muhammad waited, from my understanding, get my point. Since Prophet Muhammad waited, if he didn't wait, then I would, okay, then I would agree to your
That
point.
has
Yeah,
nothing
it
to
is
do with
saying
what the Quran says here.
we are just going off on circles, man. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna move on to the next guest. You can come on when we have another topic. I appreciate you being respectful and everything, man.
Yeah, man. And also, I would say like, if sometimes us Muslims or anyone like say anything bad or anything, just ignore. We are humans. We have shortcomings. So personally, I don't like it if suppose someone makes some mistakes and we kind of label them with their religion. This is a Christian or this is a Muslim.
Okay, welcome back guys. I believe you enjoyed watching this video. Let us know your views about this video in the comment section, and also don't forget to share our videos with your friends and your family. Do it to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. Few minutes into this video took me off balance when he said that Aisha, being 9 years old, was not a child, even when God Logic told him that she was still playing with her dolls, and the guy shockingly said that it doesn't mean that she is a child because of the time frame. My friend, 9 years is 9 years. There is no difference between the time frames, either it being ancient time, 500 AD or whatsoever time frame you're willing to give to it. 9 years is 9 years. There is no maturity in that age. That child at that time cannot make decision for herself at that time, regardless the time. And some of these Muslim guys, some of them, to be honest, some of them are very dangerous, and I would like to advise you not to leave your child with some
I
of these
like your
guys because of
videos.
what might happen. It's just a caution. And at what
I'm just gonna go down the.
that claim they saw Jesus resurrected. Now let me finish. I'll let you
No, no,
finish.
no, no, no.
I'll let you finish.
This is
I
gonna
Do
be
still
a
have other
good
things to
one.
address. You have to let me. You have
Wait,
to let me
stop,
finish.
stop. Does it say
I'm not
that
going to
they
continue
got
if you're
this
just going to
from a
interrupt.
growing band of followers? Does he say that?
Does he say that? Does he believe that the disciples witnessed him resurrect?
Dean, you're about 5 seconds from just getting out of here because you're such a liar, bro. Stop doing this to yourself. You was just reading it verbatim. You wasn't giving any commentary. You were reading it verbatim.
Hi amazing viewers, welcome to Religious Insight, and in this video, God Logic flawed and humiliate a top-notch Dawa leader. Let's watch this video to get more truth.
Dean, welcome.
Yo, Go Logic, how you been?
Been pretty good. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. Yeah. So is there like a particular topic of discussion here, or
Yep,
what's
it's
happening?
why do you dislike Paul?
Yeah. So I'll go back to what the other brother was saying. He contradicts what the apostles taught. This is like historically taught that if you look at the historicity of the earliest Christians, they didn't believe Jesus to be deified, and this was like a later development. And it's proven that like Paul did have some form of deified conception of Jesus to at least some extent.
I
So
got you. So whoever goes against the teachings of the apostles, that's where that then you're a false messenger.
yeah, so any theological distinctions, you'll be seen as someone that's deviating from the doctrines that Jesus taught.
All right. Where do you get the teachings of the apostles?
Yeah, sure. So we can look at it from like a historical secular perspective, or you can look at it from an Islamic perspective. From the historical Islamic perspective, sorry, the historical secular perspective does actually align with the Islamic one, in the conception that the earliest Christians were all Jews. They believed in one God. They believed in
Where do the secular scholars get the teachings of the apostles?
yeah, these multiple sources. They would do like textual criticism on the Bible. So the Bible would be one of their sources, but they wouldn't be taking it
Thank you
wholesale
so
because
much.
obviously they would be saying they would be critiquing the reliability of the sources because
No, they
they
say that this is what they believed and taught. They used the Bible. So and you admitted it that
so so the
one
so
of
the
their
but the
sources.
scholars don't take it
Wait a second.
wholesale.
Wait a second. You yourself admitted that one of their sources that they glean from to get the teachings of the apostles is in the Bible. So when we look at the teachings of the apostles that we find in the Bible, you're saying that Paul contradicts them?
Yeah, from the historical actual conception of what the disciples taught, that would be contradicting what Paul taught. Now, to get an understanding of what the disciples taught, the scholars that I mentioned aren't going to be taking
Ooh.
the Bible wholesale. That's like the composition
Do they
fallacy.
take the
I don't know
Bible to
about that.
understand
Yeah,
what the apostles taught?
just allow me to finish. Yeah, they do take parts of the Bible there, but they don't take it wholesale, as I
They
said.
take
So,
the
for
no, they
example,
take the Bible to know what what the apostles taught and believed about
but
Jesus.
that's the composition fallacy. They don't take the entirety of the Bible.
Do the all right? For example, do the secular historians, historical scholars, uh, conclude that the apostles believed that Jesus died by crucifixion and rose again on the third day, and that they thought that they saw
Rising,
him?
Rising. Secular historians would not believe that. I
Yes, they
believe
do.
they would believe that's ahistorical. This idea
No,
that
wait. So
Jesus
just to be
was
clear,
resurrected.
you're saying that the secular scholars, non-Christian scholars,
Hmm.
do not agree that the apostles believed that they saw a resurrected Christ?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, what does Bart Ehrman say on this issue? He's a
Yeah, so
secular,
Barton,
right?
yeah, he's a secular historian. He would be saying that early Christians did believe in the resurrection, but it wouldn't be the apostles. He would be saying it would possibly be Paul believing in this, as well as the writers
No,
of the gospel.
he said no. He says the disciples of Jesus believed that they saw a resurrected Christ. This is one of the facts that they
No,
all agree on.
no,
All
I
right,
highly doubt that.
so who's somebody who's a reputable historian, a
Bart
reputable
Ehrman, yeah,
historian?
Bart Ehrman, yeah. So
Yeah,
Bart Ehrman talks about this. He debates other scholars on this
yeah,
topic
good.
of
So
resurrection of the.
who's a reputable historian? Give me a reputable historian who says that the disciples did not think that they saw a risen Christ.
Yeah, Bart Ehrman.
Can you can you bring it up, please?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
just gonna
man,
have to give me a
he's
second.
already in
No,
trouble.
take your time.
He's already in trouble. He's a liar.
Maybe in the meantime, you can
Lying
show me what he says if you
Muslims.
believe it as well.
They love to lie about
I'll
their
just wait for you.
Quran. Their Quran is pure of lies,
I
and
mean,
then
as
they
long as
try
you
to
give me
tell
a
other
couple, I
people
can
they
honor.
have
It was in his
corrupted
discussion. We had a
Bibles
debate.
and so
So
forth.
in the meantime, we could just continue the discussion. I want to talk
Yeah, he
about
wants to
epistemics
get out of
of
the
You're,
because
you're
he's gonna
building you're building
lose.
your stuff on a false premise here. You're trying to say now that there are secular scholars that say the secular reputable historians, New Testament historians, who say that the disciples did not think that Jesus rose. Who says that? You said Bart Ehrman says that. I need it.
Okay,
He's
just give me
not
a couple
gonna
minutes.
find it. It's the worst. It's the worst.
I wonder how he is going to find that.
Yep, this will be interesting. Give him some time. Dean's a smart guy. He has good sources. Shoot up, dee doo. Shoot up, dee doo. Shoo-ba-doo, da-ba-da, doo-ba-doo, da-ba-da-da, doo-doo. Shoo-ba-doo, da-ba-da, doo-ba-doo, da-ba-da-da, doo-doo. Shoo-ba-doo, da-ba-da, doo-ba-doo, da-ba-da-da, doo-doo. Shoo-doo, dee-doo. Shoo-doo, dee-doo. Shooby-doop, dabba-dap, doobie-doo. Make sure you guys hit the like
I
button on
like
the screen
we
if you
need
guys
to get
enjoying
a
this.
we need to get a
Okay,
country
so-
back. I don't know.
So it seems like from what he's saying on his blog, the disciples didn't witness his resurrection, but this idea came to the disciples, and from his perspective, they came to believe this from an early band of followers that Jesus had.
So
It's not. My claim would just be that they didn't witness it, but from his perspective, they came to believe in it. But I just dispute the historicity of the people who claim to have witnessed it.
oh, hold on a second now. So it's not about Ehrman that says that they didn't find or didn't believe that they saw a risen Christ. They did believe it. The earliest followers of Jesus believed that they saw a risen Christ. They had an experience. Come on, man.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, he says that they believed in the resurrection through other testimonies, but there's no evidence that the disciples themselves saw him
No,
rise.
that's not what he says there. Does he say?
How do you
Can
know
you
he
tell
says?
me?
Do you have it in front of you?
No, can you let's pull it up, please. Can you put the link in here so we can all look at it? And let's read it together to see what you're leaving out.
Okay.
He's lying. He's a liar. He's lying. Get him out of here.
Yep.
All right.
Lying Muslim. Liars. It's the lying Muslim. So they should call them lying Muslims.
All right.
For lies.
Yeah, share this. Okay. Let me zoom in a bit so we can all see it. Oops. Wrong. All right. Can everybody see that? Is it clear enough? So this is from Bart Ehrman's blog, right? The most important result of the disciples' belief that God had raised Jesus from the dead was that it radically changed their understanding of what it meant to say Jesus was the Messiah. So the disciples believed that Jesus was raised from the dead, according to Bart Ehrman, right?
Yeah. So if you just got to keep reading, and we can gain an
All right.
understanding.
The lying.
So the disciples believed that Jesus was raised from the dead. Nice.
Why do they lie?
As I have explained before, that in my view, Jesus did believe he was the Messiah. Given everything we know, the Jews believe.
What are you doing? Read it.
But
Yeah,
this
I'll
is
read it,
not
I'll read
like
it.
it's not
Yeah,
it's
no,
irrelevant.
it's fine. It's fine. I'll read it. I'll read it. Okay. So,
I'll continue, but it's just
yeah.
I mean,
Instead
no.
of blah blah blah
So
blah,
Jesus,
can we just read
no,
it?
I'm
Yeah.
just relax. I like to read what's relevant, but if you wanna, I don't mind this. Okay. So
What you take
as
to
I
be
as I've
irrelevant, I take to be
explained that
relevant.
in my view, Jesus did believe he was the Messiah, and his followers believed it. Given everything we know about Jewish beliefs at that time, that almost certainly mean that they thought that he was the king of the Jewish people. That's certainly how the Roman governor Pontius Pilate took it. It was because Jesus made such a claim that Pilate ordered him crucified. The crucifixion would have proved beyond any doubt to anyone paying attention that Jesus was not the Messiah after all. By the way, so according to Bart Ehrman, did the disciples believe that Jesus was crucified?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so they believed that Jesus was crucified, and they believed that God raised him from the dead. Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
So
remember,
the reason,
and according to what you
and
said,
you gotta wait
according-
1 second. You
wait,
can't just ask
according
me
to what
yes
you
or no.
said, let me just land this, and
You
I'll let
can't,
you say
you can't just ask me yes or no. Then let me expand.
Well, I asked it for a reason.
It's fine. It's
I
fine.
asked it for a reason,
Just let me
Dean.
expand. Because
Dean,
if you're just
I
gonna,
asked it for a
if you're
reason.
just gonna read, listen.
I asked it
if you're
for a
just gonna
reason.
read, and
So
you're
you
gonna
just
ask me
said, so
yes
now
or
I
no,
gotta mute you. So be quiet, control yourself. I asked it for a reason. So your stance was that whatever doesn't go,
Oh boy, oh
with
boy, it's
historically-
getting
the
heated.
secular
It's
historical
getting
view
heated. It's gonna
of
get
what the
heated even
disciples believed and
more.
taught, then that means that person would be a false messenger.
'Cause they
Secular
lie.
historians, well, one of them at least, they say clearly that the disciples believed that Jesus was crucified, and they believed that Jesus rose again on the third, that Jesus rose from the dead. So by your standard, Muhammad's already out, and Paul's in right now. But let's keep reading.
No, yeah, okay. So allow me to respond to that if you're going to make a claim. So
Go ahead.
yeah, so the idea of Jesus being crucified, that's fine. There's no problem with believing that.
What about
And
rising from the dead?
if the disciples did come to believe that the way that Jesus, peace be upon him, was not killed, or that he did actually manage to survive the crucifixion, if they did believe that for some reason he was resurrected, that has no bearing on him being deified, has no bearing on the Trinity, has no bearing on all of these doctrines that develop later on. So even if we're
It
to
has
take this
every bearing
historical,
on that.
even if even if the Muslims were to take this historical perspective, that the disciples later on took that these testimonies of Jesus being resurrected, then he was risen. There's no incompatibility with Islam. But go ahead.
That's an incompatibility with Islam. To
Bro,
believe
the way
that to
they
believe
try to
that
defend
Jesus
this
to
shit
believe
is
and teach that Jesus
disgusting.
died by crucifixion goes against Islam according to our last conversation with you, because he didn't. You said that he didn't die; it was made to appear so, and not to them. You said that they followed conjecture of liars. If they're going around believing this and spreading this, they're spreading this lie and this deceit that directly goes against Islam.
Yeah,
Because you said that the
it's not a
disciples,
difference. Yeah,
you
no,
said the
no.
disciples to go against them, what they taught and believed, you said to go against them is would make you a false messenger. That's what you said.
Yeah,
So Muhammad
in
is a
terms of
false
the
messenger
yeah,
for going
go
against
ahead.
the crucifixion of Jesus, which the disciples believe.
Yeah,
Now,
in
now
terms of theological
that's
belief.
theological. What
Yeah,
are you
wait,
talking about?
one second. Anything that Jesus taught the disciples that was theological in nature, and they transmitted to us, that is going to be co-aligned within Islam. These aren't being transmitted by Jesus. These are being transmitted by the Jews,
You said the
by
disciples.
other. Wait, let me just finish. Let me just finish. So any theological beliefs that the disciples learned from Jesus and they transmitted is going to be aligned within
You
Islam.
said the
As I
disciples.
just let me finish if you don't mind. So the disciples within the chain of transmission of theological beliefs that they're getting from Jesus.
This is
If they're getting, if they're,
theological.
just let
This
me
is theological. What are you
just
talking
let me
about?
finish.
What are you waffling about?
Just let
This
me
is
finish.
theological.
Yeah, you can't just interrupt and say and make a point. Wait for me to finish. Then maybe
Then address it
maybe
directly.
your
You're
question will have
lying.
an answer. Just let me finish.
You don't have an
So
answer though.
yeah,
We're trying to
things
pretend
that
you
are
do.
theological in nature, things that are theological in nature, that the disciples might have believed coming from other sources, such as Jesus being crucified or such as Jesus being resurrected. If they did believe in these things and they did teach these things, they're not going to be held accountable because they didn't know that the true beliefs is that Jesus wasn't resurrected or that
Look
Jesus
at
wasn't
that, ladies and
crucified.
gentlemen. They won't be held accountable because they didn't know. Forget the deceit that Allah left out. They didn't know, so they won't be held accountable for going around preaching that Jesus was crucified, and then also the theological belief that Jesus rose again from the dead, which you said that if you go against what the disciples taught, then you're a false messenger. My God,
The
Dean,
disciples,
hold
listen,
on, Dean, Dean,
I
hold
made a
on, Dean,
caveat
Dean,
that
hold on, Dean,
whatever they
hold
taught
on, Dean,
from
hold
Jesus
on, Dean,
himself.
hold on, Dean. Let's keep reading because now we're discovering your lie about what you said about Bart Ehrman. So it says here, um,
Oh, they're catching
the
him in the
crucifixion didn't prove
lie.
beyond a doubt that to anyone paying attention that he wasn't the Messiah. After all, rather than overcoming the enemy to establish a new kingdom, he was squashed by the enemy, publicly humiliated and tortured to death. That was the opposite of what would happen with the Messiah. But then something equally dramatic happened. The disciples came to believe that Jesus was raised from the dead. They started working out the implications of that belief for understanding Jesus. And it led over a long series of reflections among a number of Jesus' growing band of followers to rather amazing conclusions. It is in fact the beginning of it is in fact the beginning of the idea of a trinity. Dean, you literally said that the
Oh
belief
shit.
in the burial in the death of Jesus Christ and his resurrection did not lead to these theological mishaps that's incompatible with the Quran. When Bart Ehrman here says that the belief, the disciples believe, by the way, the disciples believing that Jesus was raised again from the dead is the beginning of the idea of a Trinity.
Yeah. Okay. So I want you to go back to the beginning, just a bit before that. Yeah, just up there. And if you don't mind, just don't. No, just a bit down. A bit down. A bit down. Just yeah. I want to include the bottom section as well. Down. Yeah, stop there. Okay. So the crucifixion would have proved beyond any doubt to anyone paying attention that Jesus was not the Messiah after all. So the disciples would have had this conception, okay, we need to reconcile this with the fact that we do believe Jesus is the Messiah. Now, they don't have any form of divine revelation given to them. So, yeah, this idea that the Messiah would be killed contradicts the idea of Messiahship.
I
And
don't
then
know. I don't
something
know.
equally dramatic happened. So, after the crucifixion of Jesus, the disciples came to believe that he was raised from the dead. They started working out the implications of that belief for understanding Jesus. And
I'm gonna pause for a second. I'll be right back, guys. Just gonna take a small break. Um, be right back. All right, guys, and we're back.
And where did they get this from? They got this from a growing band of followers from other people that claimed
Whoa,
they
whoa,
saw
whoa,
Jesus
whoa, whoa,
resurrected.
whoa, whoa,
Now
whoa,
let me finish.
whoa.
I'll let you
No, no,
finish.
no, no, no. Don't lie
I'll
in the
let you finish.
text.
I
Do
still have
not lie
other
in
things
the
to
text.
address. You have to let me. You have
Wait.
to let me
Stop.
finish.
Stop. Does it say
I'm not
that
going to
they
continue
got
if you're
this
just going to
from
interrupt.
a growing band of followers? Does he say that?
Does he say that? Does he believe that that the disciples witnessed him resurrect?
Dean. You're about 5 seconds from just getting out of here because you're such a liar, bro. Stop doing this to yourself. You was just reading it verbatim. You wasn't giving any commentary. You were reading it verbatim. Why did you add in that they got this from a growing band of
It's
followers?
implied.
Does he
Read it right
say
there.
that they
They
got this
started.
from?
Read it right there. They started working out the implications of that belief for
Who
understanding
did?
Jesus. This was the disciples after Jesus was
Ah,
crucified, and it led over a long series of reflections among a number of Jesus' growing band of followers to
mm-hmm,
amazing conclusions. So
mm-hmm.
from the disciples and these early growing band of followers,
Mm-hmm.
they came to these amazing conclusions after the crucifixion.
Yes, after they believed what?
After they had believed that Jesus died by getting these testimonies from other than Jesus,
Well, no,
from
wait.
these
Where does it say that they got a testimony from anyone other than Jesus?
oh,
Doesn't say none of that. Or are you presupposing your Islamic view here?
okay, would it be historical to say that the disciples weren't present at the time of the crucifixion?
No, it wouldn't be historical to say that. Because
Okay.
according to the historical narratives, the disciples were there. They were watching from a distance these things.
Yeah,
One of the disciples was there at
from
the
a
foot of the
distance,
cross.
exactly. They ran away, and from a distance, a few women saw that someone was being crucified.
Not just the women. It says that all who knew him and followed him from Galilee watched these things from a distance.
From a distance, were they able to, okay, were they able to make up the fact that this was
Yeah,
Jesus that was there?
they were watching from a distance. Wait, you
And
mean
where
to
do you get
tell me?
where do you get this from?
Hold on a
Where
second.
do you get this from?
From the book of Mark and Luke, by the way.
Okay, Mark and Luke. Okay, show
So
show me a
time
historian that
out.
agrees
Are
with
you
that.
saying? Hold on, let's get back to this. Are you saying now? Can you at least apologize or say, you know what? I did read this into the text. That
No,
this stuff,
I wasn't reading
it
this.
doesn't say that they believed that Jesus was resurrected based off something that got something from non-Jesus, something they didn't get from Jesus themselves or whatever. It doesn't say that, right?
Okay, tell me what you understand by they started working out the
I just
implications of
asked, does
that
it
belief,
say that or not?
and it led. Yes, it's implied over a long series of reflections among a number of Jesus' growing band of followers.
Dean, man, this was fun, bro. Thank you for this clip. I appreciate it. You have my permission to go ahead and download this part of our conversation and upload it to your channel. I hope you do, because a lot of people need to see this. So keep spreading the
Yeah,
good.
sounds good.
This
Sounds
is
good. And listen, this whole idea.
take care of yourself, bro. This is crazy. Again, guys, one of their guys. Again, one of their guys. Again, one of their guys. Please upload it to your channel, Dean.
Alright, welcome back guys. I believe you enjoyed watching this video. Let us know your views about this video in the comment section, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. Hit the notification button to be notified each time we post new
Heck
and
yeah,
amazing videos
sir.
like this, and also don't forget to share our videos with your friends and your family, and like this video.
This guy's awesome. Let me see. What's next here? Let's try this one. Have I seen this one already?
By the way, they're both the same word but different grammatical use.
No, they're not the same
They're not
word.
the same word.
Innaka is the same word.
No, they're
No,
not
it's
the
not.
same word.
Look, and in is what it takes.
I feel sorry for these
Word
Muslims,
is
man. You
understood.
just gotta feel for them.
It's not.
Innaka
You're
is the
telling. Are you
same word.
Arab? Are you telling Arabs what it is?
No,
'Cause
no,
I'm
no.
Arab and it's not.
This
So
is what
I'm
I'm
Arab
saying.
and it's not.
I'm saying innaka is used in both verses.
Hi, welcome to Religious Insight, and in this video, Black Muslims struggles to defend the preservation of the Quran. Let's watch this video to get more amazing details.
Pretty good. How is you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I actually been watching some of your videos the last few weeks, so I kind of enjoy the discussion. Even if I'm Muslim, obviously, but I enjoy listening, hearing different viewpoints and all that stuff. So I'm grateful for the material you put out. I haven't seen any other material, but I'm grateful for that material. Hopefully, we all can increase in understanding and knowledge, and it'll be beneficial for everybody.
Of course, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Of course, man. Of course. But yeah, I actually just came home and I was like, dang, he's lying. Let me see what he's talking about. And I was
Oh,
listening a
blah,
little bit.
blah, blah.
And
We're
I
gonna
wanted to
get it.
initially, I was just more curious about exactly what you guys were talking about. So if you can, could you bring that up again one more time?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Jai. Break down, what it is that we doing here, man. What we on?
Yeah, man. So basically, what we're doing is we're covering this Muslim claim, the claim that Muslims make that there's only one Quran, there's no variant versions, and that's it. The one that we have today is exactly as Muhammad said it, and there's no differences from then until now. And so we're breaking that down, going into the history, and then we're going into modern day, and we're showing actually you guys have sources that say something different. And even today, you can go to different parts of the Muslim world and you can find different versions of the Quran that read things differently.
Yeah.
And it gives you different meanings, takes away words, adds words, all that. So
can you give me examples of taking away meaning and adding and deleting words?
Yeah, let's do that one right now. So I actually have it up because I was going to show it to the last guy, but I'll show it to you.
Okay.
So here it is. Actually, God Logic has it too, but it's I can put up. I can put up if you want. It's chapter 57, 24. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see both of them. All right. So this last part here is what we're focusing on. So فإن الله هو الغني الحميد, and then this one فإن الله الغني الحميد without the huwa. So this is an example between two different readings where you have a word that's completely missing.
Okay. So my thing is, from what I understand, like I would like to let me say this correctly. I would like to first start off by mentioning some of the things that the previous brothers mentioned about how these topics are definitely, I think, for me at least, far above my pay grade and my ability to say definitively what these things mean as far as pure knowledge is concerned.
Then why'd you come, man?
In these situations, I'm more forced, and I think you as well should be more forced to use logic, because we like I said, I only know so much.
Logic.
You only know so much, so logic is probably the most important thing. And for me, how I understand these verses are the Quran itself and how it's transmitted is there are different qira'at as far as how words were pronounced because of the
this isn't a pronunciation though. This is
Can I finish? Can I finish? I'm not done.
I just correct things as you make errors.
Please.
Yeah, but once you make an error, you continue on the error. It's like why continue on error?
This is not error.
You said pronunciation.
You're insinuating that I'm not adding on to what I said.
Okay.
By saying thank you. What I'm saying is that there are 7 different recitations for each I guess you could say tribe of people for better understanding, from my understanding. So it wouldn't be false to say, and this is definitely true, there are different qira'at for different regions of Arabs for them to better assimilate into the Quran. Let me continue, please.
Well, because it's wrong. It's wrong. Let me just bring up a scholar now, because you made a statement.
Let me finish.
Man, this is not a khutbah, man. Like, this is so boring.
I came in to talk, and you guys are just interrupting. And when I finish, you can talk. That's all I'm asking.
Kadeem, all he's trying to do is just let you know that it's pointless
you
to
can do that after I finish. I'm literally saying a few more words.
Yeah, but Kadeem, but you have to understand this in order to continue the fullness of the conversation. I'm pretty sure you're going to be here for about 30, 45 minutes. So what I'm saying is, because you seem decent. So what Jai is literally just trying to tell you is that it's pointless to expound on an incorrect position. You're continuously trying to do that. He's trying to tell you your position is incorrect. So if he allows you to expound on it, it's going to be a waste of time.
So in which way is it incorrect?
Okay, so like at first you know talked about how like the recitations and it's just for people understanding, it's just pronunciation and stuff like that.
That's not what I said. I said pronunciation, but you assumed the latter. By after I said pronunciation, you assume I'm not insinuating that perhaps different words were not used. I said pronunciation, you assume afterwards.
So do you acknowledge that there are different words?
I'm trying to finish my statement. You guys are.
That's
you
just
know what I'm saying? I'm
question.
trying to say what I acknowledge and what I don't acknowledge by what I'm saying, and you guys are interrupting me.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Let's let him land.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let's let him land.
All I'm getting at you, if you think I said something wrong, note it and tell me, please. From all I'm getting at is this: based on this understanding that there are multiple recitations of the Quran, using my logic, it does not invalidate any other recitation of the Quran by virtue that the Prophet, peace be upon him, could have recited both. In both situations, these things could have passed and been transmitted through time. And it doesn't take away from the one that says innaka, nor does it take from the one that says innaka. By the way, they're both the same word but different grammatical use. Which
They're not
the same
the same word.
Innaka is the same word.
No, they're
it's
not.
not.
Look. And in is what dictates how the word is understood.
He's trying to tell us.
Are you Arab? Are you telling Arabs what it is?
No,
I'm Arab and it's not.
This
so
is what
I'm
I'm
Arab
saying.
and it's not.
I'm saying innaka is used in both verses.
Okay,
No, it's not.
why don't we settle this?
Innaka isn't used in both verses.
Hold on. Why don't
Bring it back?
look?
Innaka is used in both verses.
Okay,
Yeah, but
Go back to the verse and show me that.
why don't we go to a Tabari and we'll see.
No. You just said that
we're gonna go to a
innaka
Tabari.
is not used in both.
Okay, look, we're gonna go to a Tabari and we're gonna see what he says. We're gonna see, does he agree with you? Does he agree that Muhammad said it both ways? That's what we're gonna do. So unfortunately,
he doesn't.
it's only in Arabic, but we'll translate it for you.
That's the pay grade you've mentioned, man.
Yeah, pay grade.
POC is crazy.
So let's do this.
Okay, shall we read? I mean, I'm gonna read and translate. So,
Okay, we'll read it and translate.
Because we know okay, so okay. وقد اختلف القراءة في قراءة قوله. So that's basically saying اختلف means differed.
Yeah.
Okay, the قراءة.
The readers differed in this reading.
Okay, so this one, can you highlight?
Okay.
إنك means do you? So it's a question.
Yeah.
إنك, can you see this? Like, I don't know if you can see the yellow.
Can you see it, Kadeem?
Yeah,
it's like one extra letter. So an extra letter added to a word actually changes the word, my friend.
Okay. But that's what I'm getting at.
Okay, hold on. Wait, let's continue translating it. Okay.
فقرأ ذلك عامة قراءة الأمصار أئنك على الاستفهام.
So,
which means that most of them read it أئنك, meaning as a question.
As a question. This is
are
the
you?
Or the interrogative. Yeah.
Okay. As a question. أئنك. So if I say to you, are you Yusuf, is different to if I say to you, you are Yusuf.
Now,
I thought you were going to prove to me that the Prophet Muhammad didn't.
We're trying.
We're getting there. Just like you said. You took a lot of time. We gave you the time. Just let us finish with this.
Yeah, I apologize, please.
Okay, that's okay.
So it says here في قراءة أبي بن كعب عند قراءة أبي بن كعب.
This one we don't really need this one because we're not dealing with
this is actually a third one.
A third reading.
أو أنت يوسف.
Yeah, this is a third reading. But we'll skip that one because this is the main one.
Okay, so it says here وروي عن ابن محيصن أنه قرأ إنك لأنت يوسف.
So إنك.
Okay, على الخبر meaning it's confirmation.
Yes.
Meaning you are Yusuf.
And it says not as a question.
لا على الاستفهام.
Okay.
So one is a question and another one is confirmation.
Okay. Now let's see what At-Tabari concludes. Does he conclude Muhammad said it both ways? Does he say Muhammad said it like this and Muhammad said it like that?
No, he doesn't.
What does he say?
قال أبو جعفر is At-Tabari.
Yeah.
He says والصواب من القراءة في ذلك عندنا, and the correct قراءة,
the correct reading
for us is قراءة من قرأه بالاستفهام, meaning
the question.
The قراءة of the question.
Okay, so nowhere in that
Oh,
statement
they're schooling them. They're
Yes, it
schooling
did,
them.
because it
That's
said
what
the
they're
correct
doing.
one. No, it did, because it said the correct one
He
is
said
wrong.
the correct. What you just said. The correct one
They're
for us
schooling you.
is the question.
So are you saying that Muhammad?
Look.
No, are you saying wait?
Okay,
Brother,
please go.
are you saying
Go,
that
go,
the
go.
other way? You said Muhammad said it another way. So are you saying that the other way is wrong?
That's not
Because you said correct.
That's
One
not
of
what I'm
them is
saying.
correct.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm
So
saying
if you say one is
I'm
correct,
using
that
logic
means the
here.
other one is wrong.
I'm using logic. No, that does not mean that. I'm
Really?
saying that the Prophet Muhammad transmitted the Quran, and it's possible that both ways he transmitted it.
Why didn't Al-Tabari say that? Why didn't Al-Tabari say that?
Why did you say correct? Why is it correct?
I'm just a layman.
He says that the majority. He says that the majority.
That's
this is the proof upon us because that's how the majority read it.
But that doesn't take away from either. That's what I'm trying to get. What you're trying to say? What you're trying to say is that both
wait.
cannot be possible, and there's a contradiction, but there's not. Not in the meeting.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Just for the sake of the people listening, so that maybe they can't hear because we're talking over each other. Just to be clear, Al-Tabari gives an argument for why this is the correct reading because he says that this is the consensus. This is the consensus. The majority of readers. Hold on, wait. He says that the majority of readers read it this way. Therefore, this is the correct reading. He doesn't say I have. He doesn't say I have a chain to Muhammad.
That's what I'm getting at. You're trying to say that it takes away.
All right, guys, I've been doing this for almost
He will say the other way
3 hours.
is wrong.
Yeah, he doesn't say
You
equal.
say the other way is wrong.
He says the correct
Like I said,
way.
I did
the correct way.
I love this argument. I love it.
Everybody pause here. Everybody pause.
Can't hear nothing.
Everybody pause. So let's get understanding here. So
just so
to
everyone
be
understands.
clear, Jai, he says that there is a correct
Let's see
way
if we
of
can get a
reading.
belt.
Yes.
And he says that the correct way of reading is the one with the question.
The question, yes.
And he says that's because that's the majority reading. Majority
He doesn't say because I have a chain that goes back to Muhammad. He doesn't say that. He says because that's the majority.
Wait, hold on, Kadeem, one at a time.
No, let me finish because you're saying stuff about how things are wrong. I must interject.
Kadeem,
okay,
I have to continue to do this, bro. I'm gonna have to remove you.
But
calm
this is
yourself,
important.
relax. Let's have a dialogue.
Okay.
So,
all
Jai,
I'm just trying to understand what's going on here. Okay.
So yeah, finish, please.
Yeah. So he gives. So what I'm saying is he doesn't say I have a chain that goes back to Muhammad, and I know for a fact that he said like this. He says no. This is how the majority read it. Dude, why do you keep interrupting?
Well, the question I'm asking is if someone says I'm a layman and this is above my pay grade.
No,
how
this
dare
is
they
logic
then
that
come
I'm
back to
using.
the
I'm sorry. This is logic. This has nothing to do.
How are you gonna come back to Al-Tabari?
All right, so my turn, guys. My turn.
Okay, go ahead.
So he says that there's a correct way of reading.
No, he said there's a majority way.
No. Okay,
he said the correct way.
Stop.
No.
Hey, Jai, do me a favor.
Yep. Right
Can
here.
you read the part where it says correct?
Yeah. As-sawab.
Yeah.
The correct.
As-sawab means the correct.
Okay.
Did you not say the correct one for us?
Yes. In other words, including.
Khalas. The correct one for us.
Yes,
his
meaning
opinion,
for the
and
Muslim.
those who follow him.
No, for
That
the
is
Muslims.
No.
Yes.
The correct way for us. The majority of those.
Who is he talking? Who's he talking?
No, listen. What I'm saying is this:
for the Hindus.
there is possibilities within Islam where there could be a majority opinion and a minority opinion. And he is saying the majority opinion is that this is the correct way. This is a common Islamic foundational understanding of
Here's my question, Kadeem. If there is a correct way of reading it, that means that the alternative is incorrect, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. It does not mean that. That's the point. That's the point. It does not mean that it's incorrect.
What happened to logic? I thought he was using logic.
I thought he was using logic, Bob.
This is logic. This is logic. It's possible that two things could be correct.
Okay, hold on.
It's possible that two things could be correct.
He said, hold on. If he highlights, excuse me, Kadeem. Kadeem, excuse me, Kadeem.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He doesn't say both are correct. He says there is a particular correct reading.
That majority of us.
And the reason why it's correct is because the majority agree to this.
Exactly.
So the one
that doesn't take away from the minority.
Kadeem,
The one that the majority is reading, that's the incorrect reading.
No, that does not mean that.
So what does it mean to be the opposite of correct?
All right, look. This is what I'm gonna give you an example. Say I was in the past and you were trying to record me. All right, I'm gonna say it like that. Say we're trying to recover something in the past.
Malachi, we're gonna take our country back.
At individual times. And that one person I said,
we're gonna get all the radicals out of here.
This is just a random example. And another person at some point I said, I have a cocoa butter lotion. And another person I said, this cocoa butter lotion is mine. I'm just saying that because I have lotion in front of me, so it's kind of a weird example. But what I'm getting at is this. It is possible that all three is correct. And at the same time, it is possible that the majority of people heard me say, I have coconut lotion. It doesn't take away, look, it doesn't take away from me saying the other two things.
I got you, John. I got you.
So the other three are the same.
Let me speak with your example.
They're both correct.
Kadeem, I heard you. Kadeem, I heard you. Let me stick with your example. No, that's enough.
No, I need to clarify before you continue.
Yeah.
I'm using a very layman.
You're gonna mute up now. Now you're muted. So let's stick with your example, Kadeem. So with your example, Kadeem, you said three things. You said the same thing in three different ways. No problem. Now let me ask you this. Is it the same thing if I said, I have a cocoa butter lotion? Or then somebody else reports me saying, do I have a coconut butter lotion? Do I have a coconut butter lotion? Are those two the same thing, Kadeem? I have cocoa butter lotion, or versus, do I have cocoa butter lotion? Is that the same thing, Kadeem? You can unmute now and talk. Please answer that directly.
Well, it depends on the context. Because if you read that ayah, listen, if you read that ayah.
So the Quran is not word for word, letter for letter. The Quran is spoke about a lotion.
That's not even what I'm saying.
The Quran is spoke about a lotion, everyone. It's not word for word, letter for letter. It's all spoken about a lotion, man.
Why are you interrupting me?
It's not word for word from Jibreel. Jibreel doesn't know.
Listen, this is not even what I said. You're putting words in my mouth.
Yeah, can you answer? Is it the same as me saying,
now listen,
I have cocoa butter lotion versus, do I have cocoa butter lotion? Are those two statements the same?
What I'm saying is this, you're trying to connect this to that Quranic
text.
Just
answer. Are they the same?
No, listen. I have to. Because this is what we're talking about.
You know what?
You're answer directly first. You have to answer directly first, man. Then you can expound.
It's not sincere.
It depends on the context. So if
you can't answer the question, but Kadeem, you can't answer. Kadeem, let me just.
This is not a question.
Kadeem, I'm just trying to help you, man. I'm like a moderator here. Look, I'm just trying to help you. Yeah, you do because you're about to get kicked. You're about to get kicked out of here. I'm trying to help you. Okay, well, go ahead, man. Do your thing. Okay, go ahead. Ignore questions and get kicked. Go ahead.
I'm trying to answer the question. You're
trying to answer the question backwards.
I got it, life. Is it the same statement or not, bro?
They're not the same statement.
Thank you. So
what's your point?
So which
what's your point?
Good.
What's
so
your
they're
point?
not the same. Here's the point now.
I already stated that these things are possible.
Watch this.
No. I already stated that this is possible.
Kadeem,
that different
you come here and say, Kadeem, watch this and mute up. Watch this. If now you go on and say, because I'm talking to you and I'm talking to life. I'm talking to you and I'm talking to life. Right? Now, you say, Avery said that he said, and I quote, you're quoting me, verbatim, I have coconut butter lotion. Life says, nah, there was a different saying, like Kadeem says that Avery said this, but the correct way for me is, do I have cocoa butter lotion? Life says one way is correct over yours. Does that mean that, according to what life is saying, that your statement that you're quoting from me is correct still, or is it wrong? Based off what life says. Get on mute.
Firstly, I just want to say, I'm sorry if I'm getting like very passionate. Like, you know what I mean? It's a natural, distinct characteristic of myself where I kind of get into the discussion. So firstly, I'd like to apologize. As a Muslim, that's all I'm saying. But to get to the question that you're asking, you're asking me if you were to say something, I kind of missed it, but I'm trying to reiterate.
Let me repeat it.
Yeah, please.
Very simply.
Yeah.
So so we got the two statements. You acknowledge that both were different, right? They're different statements. They're not the same. Okay, cool. Yeah. Now, if life says one of those statements is correct, is the correct one for him.
Yeah.
Does he hold the opinion that the other one is still correct or that the other statement is wrong?
He should. If he's being sincere, he should.
But if he says